welcome to the Black and White Sessions. We are so excited today to have the lovely and talented Samantha Nelson.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having
me.
me.
I'm great. You know what? We're so glad that you're here. And we're so glad that you found the time to come down and join us for the Black and White Sessions.
Thank you.
And I just, let's see, I love singing with you. We've sung together now for quite a few years.
Yes.
And have had a lot of fun together in the studio world. Yeah. And I just love your personality and just how you always bring joy to everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
And so thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, you're a Berkeley gal, Berkeley School of Music gal.
Yeah,
There's
06.
Yeah. There's been a few of you float through the Black and White Sessions. And so talk a little bit about that experience for you. What was that like being at Berkeley?
Well, I actually transferred to Berkeley from a liberal arts college. Music was something that was supposed to be recreational, not something to do for a living. So when I got to Berkeley, I was just so happy. I felt like I had found my calling, found my place. There were people who were just like me. There was majors that actually interested me. I studied music business, and my instrument was my voice. And I just thrived there. Like I was A&R of the student-run record label, and I helped to find acts. Actually, one of the acts that I found, Will Champlin. Well, he went to Berkeley. He's son of Bill Champlin, Chicago. He was on The Voice recently, and I just, like, surrounded by so much talent was just so inspiring. I was like, wow, that person's so cool. Even Esperanza Spalding, she went there when I was there, and I remember looking at her afro like, oh my god, I want that hair. Yeah. And she, like, blew up. She was a Grammy winner. Yeah. So
what a great time to have been.
Yeah, to have been there. And even my friends Paris from the group King, they were Grammy nominated this year along with Beyonce. So and in the urban category. It was a contemporary urban category.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot of greats that have gone to Berkeley. So I feel, honored and happy that I made that decision to go there and just to be pushed. When you're there, it's like you're with so many great talents, and we all push each other. We're competitive, and so it brings out the best in all of us. And
so from Berkeley, you found your way to LA, and we were just chatting a little bit before about how you kind of really came out here and started more on the corporate side, and then transitioned out of that into songwriting. Yeah. And found your way into a publishing deal, which then kind of elaborate a little bit about what, kind of going from the songwriting side of it into doing like studio singing and background singing. Okay. How did that kind of happen?
Well, to be honest, the way it happened was because I was broke. I signed my publishing deal, and they gave me an advance, which was great, and I was able to write for a year and not have to work and have my own little studio apartment in West Hollywood and my little Prius and get to my sessions. But when you sign a publishing deal, you have a thing called an MDRC, minimum disc release commitment, and mine was a one-song deal, which I thought was very doable, and I was wrote some songs for Sean Kingston, and Nicki Minaj was supposed to be featured, and I was like, yeah, I'm on my way to meeting my contract, and then the project just fell apart. And so the year came, and I'm like, uh-oh, I don't have my contract fulfilled, and I was getting payments to my account every month. I was like, yeah, paying my rent, and then all of a sudden 1 month, no money came in. And then I called my publisher, like, what's going on? They're like, well, you haven't met your contract, but since we like you, we'll extend it for 3 more months. And so I was hustling, trying to write these songs, and nothing happened. And then I was just, with my apartment, all my bills, and no money. And so I had a meeting with this producer I was working with, and I was telling him my situation. He was like, I'm going to introduce you to this manager that I know. And I met with the manager, and she's like, have you heard of session singing? And I was like, I don't know what that is. She's like, well, they can make a lot of money. And I was so focused on being a songwriter. I was just like, I don't want to go down that road. I don't know what that's about. But then I went home, prayed about it, and I was like, that's stupid. And so I sent her my reel, and then she sent it to Tim Davis, our friend, and then he reached out and said, wow, I'm so happy to have found you. So that put me on that track that I wasn't even expecting. I didn't even know that was a door that I could even go through,
Yeah. So. I love that you shared that story, though, because it's I think something that resonates with a lot of people, songwriters and singers in LA and everywhere else, really, that everybody goes through seasons of just feeling like, oh no, I'm broke.
Yeah.
Like, it's just par for the course, really, for this industry.
Yeah,
and
it is.
So
it sucks,
it's just an up and down, and
builds character, and it leads you to places that you didn't even know where. Like I learned that I was I could background sing. I didn't even know how to get in that world, and and I had so many great experiences doing. But
I want to chat just a little bit before we go. I just want to touch a little bit on, you've started a music night.
I have
in the Los Angeles area,
on the Sunset Strip.
On the Sunset Strip, called Nightlight.
Called Nightlight.
And why did you start it? And kind of what's it about?
Well, my mission as an artist, because I've also launched my solo career, is I want to be a light in the world and in the darkness, and I felt like there were a lot of artists like that. And so the whole mission behind Nightlight is we want to book artists who feel called to be a light in the world. Like, they're in the industry, but they want to put out music that's uplifting, like your Tori Kellys and, your people like that. And so that was the mission behind it. And since I was writing all these songs, it was a great place for me to test them out. And I was hosting, and I was like, oh, I have friends who are artists, and I pulled, on my friends. And I actually started it with my pastor. It's a house of prayer that's on the Sunset Strip. But it's right next to the Roxy and right next to the Rainbow. And all these, like, historical venues, like the Sunset Strip Rock and Roll. Yeah. And there we are, like, on Thursday nights in the midst of all that, like, doing really positive and uplifting music. And it's been really great. But since I'm doing my own music now, like the past few months, like, I'm really focusing on that. So I've taken a little step back. I'm still going to help them out. But I pretty much just kind of laid the foundation for them. And, and it's been great. So...
Well, good for you. That's so awesome that you just, like, are saying, I'm going to put myself out there and venturing into your own thing.
I've spent so many years behind the scenes, so I'm not really comfortable being in the spotlight. Yeah. So I figured that would help me to kind of get out of my shell, because I'm a homebody. Like, I like to be at home and writing songs and, So being, like, on a music night, I have to go out and I have to host and I have to do these things. So it just gets me out of my comfort zone.
Well, we wish you all of the best and all that's to come. We know that more great things are coming your way.
Thank you.
And we just thank you so much for coming and being part of the Black and White Sessions.
Thank you for having me.
We look forward to seeing you again.
Alrighty. Bye.